Good afternoon, everyone. I wish you a beautiful Friday. My name is Vera Adel, and I'm a life and relationship coach living in Egypt. I welcome you on my page or on my YouTube channel, watching another interview today with the great Anne-Sophie, which she accepted my invitation. Hello, Anne. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine. Thank you.
Thank you that you came to talk with me today. Our subject today, I want to introduce a little bit at the beginning. And she's living 18 years in Egypt and married with Egyptian, of course. She is working in the international school as a teacher, right?
Yes,
And And Anne also, she is a co-admin of a group on Facebook, which is having more than 10,000 members. It's a woman expat group living in Egypt, right?
yes, I'm the admin. I've been the admin of Expat Women in Cairo for around 7 years, and we give advice every day to more than 10,000 women who are members from all over the world and living here in Cairo or in Egypt.
Yes, yes. Me myself, I'm also part of this group, so I see sometimes very nice, very happy post, and many times very sad and very unhappy posts. So this is what's we will be talking about today. The name of the today topic is like, is it possible to have happy and successful relationship between foreigner woman and Arab Muslim Egyptian man, whatever you like, you can choose. So, Anne, you yourself, for sure, you witnessed many happy and unhappy relationship mixed between mixed couples, right? So
Yes.
my question is, what do you think? Why there is so many unhappy relationship and unsuccessful relationships?
First, I would like to start with we hear about unhappy relationship because those are women who are asking for help. But the rest, the many women who live average, I would not say maybe happy, but let's keep on average relationship with a gentleman, never talk about their relationship. So they are unnoticed.
Correct. I agree with you. They don't like to go public. They don't need to solve their issues. That's true. That's true. But anyway, I would like to point on this unhappy relationship and why is so many of them? Because my opinion is that the huge percentage is the relationship between these mixed couples is not working. Okay, there are huge issues between the man and woman, and I would like to ask you if you can tell us your opinion why.
The first issue can arise because of language. Maybe the two-person in a couple should learn or at least speak one common language. Because if they do not or very little speak a common language, communication from start will be very difficult and it will arise issues because if you cannot understand completely what your partner is trying to explain to you, they will, at least at the beginning, maybe it will pass, but after a few years, they will, it gets on nerves, really. And this is the first, before the cultural issue even.
Yes, yes. My opinion is also the ladies they don't really understand the mentality of the Arab men. Okay, and it's for sure it's different when you are just meeting on the internet or when you are coming for a holiday, and then when you just decide to live together. Then I think the real differences are appearing.
Yes, of course, because sharing just holidays with someone and sharing everyday life, it is not the same thing, of course, and there the cultural differences will come. The first one is cooking. I know that my husband loves Egyptian cooking and I can't stand it. It was really, sometimes it is a problem. But the first, it is really the first problem that we met.
Cooking, food.
Yes.
Yeah, I have to admit, 99.99 Egyptian men, they like mostly Egyptian food. So yes. Yes. And if the man is not flexible, like he
Yes.
want to eat only Egyptian, then I'm sorry, you have to adjust yourself to make your man happy. Yes. But okay, this is just like a small issues. I think this is like all these
Yes.
things can be adjusted. Like, what do you think is this most common problem between this
The
mixed
most
couple?
common problem can be the part the husband and the wife uh, give to religion, and this can be really a problem. Some men are really think religion is a very important issue in their life, and women, not so many women from Western women, do not think that religion should have an important part in their life. Really, even if they convert, even it will always be a barrier between both, because the woman will not believe as much as the husband, will not practice most of the time as much as the husband, and will not agree on religious writings with her husband.
Yes, because we can say we didn't grow up in that. Okay, our culture
Yes.
is different than there. Okay, is there any advice you would like to give for ladies for this subject?
Sorry?
Is there if there is any advice you would like to give for the ladies which
Advice.
they are?
Talk
Mhm.
about religion, the importance you want to give in your life to religion and God before you engage in a deeper relationship, before you decide to marry or to go further with someone. I think in Egypt it is important, more important than in Europe or Western countries.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Okay, so we are saying about the language, then the religion. Okay, so what about the social differences in between the
Yes, the
Egyptian?
social difference too. It is, of course, you maybe in France you can, in Europe you can marry someone from a different social background, because differences in France between social background are not so huge as in Egypt. Imagine in Egypt people who went to Jesuit school or people who went to a public school. It's another planet. People who come from a very high standard language school, who were educated in it, have maybe an international mind. People who come from a public school will not have, it is not possible for them to have an international mind. And international mindedness is very important for people who want to marry abroad.
Yes, so I can say they are not so flexible with the European
Yes,
woman mind, right? Yes.
yes, of course.
Mm. Okay, so what I find out, like. I'm getting many messages from the ladies. They are already in the huge problems. Okay, huge problems. And the problem is escalated so far that they are not able to free themselves easy from the relationship. Either the man he is holding the woman at home, or they do not
Mhm.
have their own money to fly away or to pay the lawyer. I want to know
Mhm.
why these women are keeping this relationship to go so far. Is there any why they keep it so? You know that they're in a foreign country. Nobody can help them, and they keep it really so far that they are like in a jail after.
Because when there are children, it's difficult for them to take children away with them. Where will they go with two or three children? They do not have money. They do not have any more flat abroad. This is maybe a huge. Their family maybe rejected them, or they are not talking much to their family. They are not ready to take them in to live. So if they leave Egypt, they maybe will be in the street, or this is the first problem. And second problem, they always have the foolish hope that things will be better in a few weeks. They
No.
have the foolish hope that the husband will turn back as he used to be when they first met. I think this is one of the reasons.
Yes, yes. We women, we are very, very strange. We are always giving the men chance and chance, you know. And I see also it's many women without kids. Okay,
Yeah.
when there is children, for sure, this is a huge problem because you cannot just disappear. This is the father of the kids, but there are many women living not happy relationship and they are not having children and they
Yes.
are not even officially married
Yeah.
and they are just waiting for a miracle or
Yeah. They're waiting for miracles. They're waiting for him to be back as he used to be. And they're desperate to have, they're afraid of just living alone. They think they will not be able to cope with reality here or back in their country if they're alone. They're afraid of loneliness.
okay. Yes, maybe a loneliness, but then I have to put what is better to be alone a little bit, and then you just find out that it's better to be alone than unhappy and insulted all the time, you know. So I would like to like encourage this woman to talk. They find
Yeah.
someone who can trust, and this
Yeah.
someone always knows someone else who can help. So don't
Yes,
stay
even,
quiet.
but they all found someone to help. But I knew so many who really refused to leave. It took maybe months of or years for them to leave their husband because I think they were maybe starting to be old. They had nobody before, and they were really afraid to to live alone. And it's a big change. It's the jump into an unknown world. Living alone is like jumping into on an unknown planet for some of them.
Yes, I agree. I agree. Let's talk about like a warning signs at the beginning of the relationship. Okay, I come to Egypt and I'm so in love. Oh, this is my future husband. I love Egypt. I love, I don't know, everything around. And but which we are living here longer time, we know there are signs. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's give advice for these ladies what they should be aware from at the beginning that maybe this guy is not the correct one, not the right one.
The first sign is when you cannot talk to him on his phone at all the time of the day. Sometimes maybe he will spend hours not answering the phone, then suddenly he will reappear on his phone. This is the first red flag. I would say the same for a Western man, of course. Except if he's a doctor or a very businessman. But if he is, most of them, they should be available on their phone at any time of the day, of course.
Okay, another
And
sign do you
second,
have?
second red flag is the language. If he doesn't even speak properly English, uh, it should be a red flag too, because there will always be a communication problem.
Mhm. What do you think that the guy he doesn't want to introduce the lady to his family?
Yes, of course, but this should not be, Egyptian. If it doesn't happen after maybe 1 or 2 months, it should be a red flag, because maybe he is married, or maybe the family will never accept a foreign woman. Could be.
Mhm. Mm. Okay. Do you think that like how long can the man hide that he is having another wife?
Well, for some, it can be months, really, because yes, after 2 months, 2 or 3 months, you don't know his close friends, brothers, sisters, and family, it should be a red flag.
Mm-hmm. I know the lady. She find out after I don't know how many years the husband is having another wife and another kids and everything. And it
Yes.
happened by really coincidence. Like he gave her some another SIM card and it was belonging I don't know. And this the other wife called to this telephone. It was really bizarre, and it happened after many years of
Yes.
the marriage.
Yeah. But his
So
husband, because his husband has been disappearing for weeks, he says it's for his job, but it is not. I knew people like this. They were disappearing for 1 or 2 months because they were already married in the countryside, in Luxor, in Aswan. They had a wife there with children. And the other point is if the husband refuses to have regular marriage.
What does it
There is
mean,
no
regular marriage?
reason why the husband should refuse a regular marriage, except he is married.
What do you mean by regular marriage?
A marriage that you will register at the embassy, at the Ministry of
Ah,
Justice
okay,
offices.
official.
Yeah, official
Mhm.
marriage, yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
This is a
I would
big
like.
red flag, really.
Of course, of course. Um, I wanted to ask you something, but now okay. My another question is like, what do you think about couples where there is a big age difference?
It, it may be not an issue because here I knew a young Egyptian good family men who had a much older wife and stayed with her very long and had no other wife. It can be sometimes.
Okay, sometimes if you can say percentage.
I don't know so many of them,
Mm,
but if it is a boy who speaks, who is educated, who speaks good French and good English, and he has a good job, and he's younger, maybe he's from a poor family, and he could study and educate himself, and he marries an older woman because he feels secure with her. Why not?
of course, yes, but we know
I
that
know good example of this. It can happen here because Egyptian see no issue about loving an older woman.
mm,
They can have feelings for older women. My husband was married to a woman who was maybe 25 older than him, and he has a very close friend who was married when he was 19 with a 40 years old woman, and they had a child, and they lived a few years together till the woman she was the one who cut off. I don't know why because she wanted someone more mature. That's all. But it
mm.
was really a love marriage. Here it
Okay. I believe so. It can happen, of course, but mostly we see this like 60-year-old lady, and there is a 25-year-old boy from Luxor.
yes, it happens. But I don't
Yes,
know if the lady agrees. So if she knows where she's going, why not? It's her life, it's her money. Okay, so here it happens. I know. One day, my sister-in-law, I told her that here young boys do not kill all the ladies for their money. She says no, they do not. They marry them instead of killing them.
exactly. Yes, that's true. Someone contacted me from abroad also that their aunt, she just sold all her properties, everything, and she just came to Luxor to live with the young man. But I would like to point that there is like a law. If there is a more than 25 years difference between the
Yes,
couple, then should be the guy has to pay some money and it has to be approved by court, this marriage.
yes,
So
yes, I know. Because it is to prevent all the men from the Gulf countries to marry 16 years old, very young girls, and to leave them with a child. That's all. It really it happened. Now that
yes,
there is this law, they stopped marrying very young girls here to leave them after 2 or 3 months.
yes, this is the another
The law
subject.
was
This is,
made for it. They were 60 years old marrying 16 years old girls here and leaving after maybe 1 or 2 months.
yes, I know. This is this like seasonal marriage. This is the third kind of
Yes,
marriage in Egypt, which is like very
yes,
popular for the guy from Gulf. I know.
yes. This is
Uh,
why the law was made up for.
yes, I know. I know. Okay, so I would like to say me myself, I've offered the legal help for the foreign woman living in Egypt, or they were married to Egyptian and they are abroad now. So if any one of you are having any problem, and they can contact me. Really, I will keep everything in private. And also, please, you can follow me on my YouTube channel. and you can hit the subscribe button to support my work. Anne-Sophie, tell me, like example of one extremely unhappy relationship or extreme situation you witnessed yourself during these 18 years. Of course, you will not say the names, but I would like to point like an example, and then we will say about the good one. But start with a bad example.
I have two very sad examples. The first one is a French woman that we became friends. I met her here in Cairo because she married an Egyptian doctor in France. So he's educated. He's a doctor. He was speaking French very good because he's a doctor who graduated in France. And one day he said, I have to go back to Egypt. We have to go back to Egypt for 1 or 2 years for me to complete my studies, to finish my PhD, and then we will see where we are going. Maybe we go to America, maybe we go back to France. We will decide. They moved to Egypt when the children were very young. They were 1 year old and 3 years old, so very young children, not going to school yet. And when they arrived in Egypt, he gave her no money. She couldn't find a job because she was not speaking Arabic and she had no. She's an employee in a department store in France, so she has no degree, and she couldn't find an occupation in Egypt. She had no money of her own. He never took her out. She was like in a prison in a flat. So after 1 year, she became very sick with depression. She had to go back to France with the kids. And she decided she could not return to Egypt if she had no money of her own, if she was alone all the time in a flat. It was maybe more than 10 years ago. And she said, I will divorce. And every year she used to send her son or her daughter to him by flight, by plane, for 1 month holiday. The court in France decided that the father should have half of the legal holidays, the school holidays. And for half of the school holidays, she sent the children to Egypt. The husband, after only 1 month, the husband married again in Egypt.
Mm.
And after 2 or 3 years, he didn't send the children back without any notice. And he said, I will not force the children to go back, force 3 years old children to go back, really. It was really a joke. And he just sent SMS explaining, this time I will not send the children back against their will to France. They will live with me a happy life because now I have money, I have a nice villa, they will stay with me, they will be much better with me. And for 6 years, there was legal there was judgment, giving back to give back the children to the mother. But Egypt did not, the judgments were not really put in.
Yes. Even if the mother wins, there is always problem to get it back. I know.
Yes, and she never got her children back, and now they're adults, and the children said, as they are more, they came of age, they say we want to see our mother because they're of age, and they thought, and the husband has divorced the wife again. So the wife is not there to tell liars on the French mother who was a bad mother and she was not taking care of it, which is not right. All liars to tell to the children to frighten them. And so the children say, we don't want to see our mother. But then they remembered that they had not, but that they have a mother who loved them, and the stepmother is nothing to them because she left.
Yes.
So this is a very sad story.
One of the thousands, actually.
And I have all the press release about her that I can share in France. And the worst case was of an American lady who asked for help through our names on our group. We never said her name because she was afraid the husband said he was in the police and he had a gun and he threatened her to kill her if she went out, and she was 6 months pregnant, and we advised her to go out as soon as the husband was sleeping, and to go anywhere to ask for help, even if she was in a small village. And that's what she did, but it was really a frightening case.
Mm-hmm. And she managed.
Yes.
Okay, so she ran away and then you helped
She had to
her.
run away without any money to go back to, I think she was English or American, and
Mm-hmm.
she had to run away at night
Okay.
without anything. She just took her passport and her handbag and rushed away.
Oh my God, I have a goosebumps. Oh my God. It's horrific.
Yes.
Horrific. And was after, this was like a beginning of the relationship. She was just pregnant, right?
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And he was having another wife or another girlfriend,
No,
something like.
he was violent, probably taking drugs and drinking and all the really the worst case.
Oh, okay. And she was stuck in some village.
Yes.
Oh my God. This is horrible. Yes, I know cases like this also. The husband keeping in Luxor the wife and yeah. Okay, let's turn and tell us some happy story. Your story, for example, to
My
finish this
story.
life.
We have 4 children. They are all grown ups now. They all went to France for their studies or to work. And I had ups and downs, of course, but we always supported each other. And what was easier for us is my husband speaks perfectly French. For writing, I have to help him, but really to speak, I have no problem, no communication problem. When I met him, he was already speaking French because we were living in France. We met in
Mm-hmm.
France. We did not meet in Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
We met in France almost 30 years ago.
Okay.
And we started living together almost 28 years ago.
Oh,
We
okay.
had ups
So
and downs because we have both a strong personality.
yes. Okay, we have the same with my husband, I have to say, but maybe it's better. It's maybe it's making some kind of balance, but when both
Yes,
of the
yes,
are strong and not one of weak is weak and one is strong, maybe it's better sometimes.
yes, because when he's crossing the red line, I really am closed.
Yes, yes, it's the same. Okay, it takes, I think, some time when the this understanding and this balance is coming to the relationship, but when both of the partners are willing to find
Yes,
this, then it's okay.
yes, yes, of course. I
Thank you
think
so
it
much.
worked because culturally he rejected many things of his own country. This is the lack of manners. I think this is the thing that upsets him more. This is the lack of manners here of most of people we meet in the street when he's driving, especially, and we with the neighbors and with many things. Lack of manners upsets him.
Yes, yes, and I believe all the educated Egyptians are aware of that. That there
Yes.
is many uneducated people, poor people, and they try to cheat on you.
You manners are not about social background here. I think you can. I met people, a cleaning lady and her children who had very good manners, were respectful and really good. And I met very rich people who had no manners at all. They were living really. I don't know how.
Yes, correct. I agree with you. Agree with you. That's true.
It's about family background, not about social background. There are
Okay.
nice manners families and bad manners families here, as you could find in Europe.
Sure, sure. But here is so many people, so we see this here so more often. Okay, these extremes.
Maybe, but people here think because they have money they can do anything. They are allowed to all everything.
This is everywhere, I believe.
Yes, everywhere. Yes, really.
Okay, I would like to talk to the ladies now. Maybe they are watching us or they will watch us later. The one they need help, okay, or they find themselves in the situation that they don't feel comfortable. They think the partner is not correct. for them and they feel they are treated not right, don't be afraid. You always can find someone who can help you. Either you can talk
Yes.
to write Anne, or you can write to me, and we will try to do our best to help you. Okay, don't keep yourself unhappy or afraid. There is, I believe, there is always solution. Don't keep the situation till the maximum.
Yes, there are many foreign people living here who are willing to help. I had
Sure.
at home for 3 months a woman who had her son kidnapped. It was 8 years ago. I met her
Mm,
on Facebook. I met her desperate message on Facebook on her page. So it was so sad story. And she was really a nice girl. So I met her. I thought she was trustable. And I told her, okay, you come to my home. You have no money, no problem. You just pay your airplane ticket and we will manage everything. And even the lawyer didn't take any money from her. He told her,
wow,
no, I will not take money. You don't have money. It's okay. I will do all for free. So
that's
many
very
people
nice.
are really willing for help to help.
Bless you, bless you. Even it's you know, the problem is that the ladies, they don't understand Arabic, and there is a many lawyers which
Yes,
are really good, and they try to cheat, and they even make a
yes,
cooperation with the ex-husband. It's
yes, it
horrific.
happened. Yes,
Yes.
I know. Because
Mm,
it happened to one of our members who contacted me. She's Romanian and she's really a sweet girl. She
yes.
converted to Islam. She practices religion. And she had her daughter kidnapped. And the husband finally returned the daughter. But the lawyer here made a very bad agreement that if the daughter is back to the mother. She has a travel ban. So what can she do here? She has no money, no job.
I know.
With her
I
daughter
know
here,
this lady.
without money or job, really, it
I
was a
know this
shitty
man.
agreement.
I don't understand this case of Egyptian law in this case, but yeah, we cannot change anything. I know this lady. She's very nice and very sweet. I know.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you everyone who were watching us, and thank you for your support. If you need anything, if we can help you, don't hesitate to contact us, and I will see you on another video on my page. I wish you everyone
Okay.
a beautiful and
Okay.
bye.
Bye.